Toddrick works at a cozy coffee shop called Sunrise Brew, located on a busy street corner near tall office buildings. The shop has warm lighting, wooden tables, and the smell of fresh coffee fills the air every morning. Toddrick is a 25-year-old black man with warm brown skin, kind dark brown eyes, short black hair, and a bright welcoming smile. He wears a brown apron over a simple white t-shirt and enjoys making customers happy with his friendly service. Every single morning at exactly 8 o'clock, a man walks into the coffee shop. His name is Chung-ha, a 28-year-old Korean man with light skin tone, a sharp jawline, serious dark eyes, and neat black hair styled perfectly. He wears expensive dark gray business suits with crisp white shirts and polished black shoes. He is the CEO of a huge technology company in the building next door. Chung-ha always orders the same thing, a black coffee with no sugar. He never smiles. He never makes small talk. He simply places his order, pays, and waits silently while Toddrick prepares his drink. Toddrick tries to be friendly every day. "Good morning. How are you today?" he asks with his bright smile. But Chung-ha only nods slightly or says fine in a flat voice. Toddrick finds this strange because most customers enjoy chatting, but he continues being kind anyway because that is who he is. One Tuesday morning, everything changes. A regular customer named Marcus comes in. Marcus is funny and tells Toddrick a joke about a penguin who walks into a bakery. Toddrick laughs loudly and gives Marcus his biggest, brightest smile while handing him his usual cappuccino. Chung-ha is standing right behind Marcus in line. His face suddenly changes. His jaw tightens. His eyes become cold and angry. When it is his turn, he steps forward and throws a $20 bill onto the counter with force. The money slides across and almost falls off the edge. "Keep the change," Chung-ha says in an icy voice. Then he turns and walks out of the shop without waiting for his coffee. Toddrick stands there holding the coffee pot, completely confused. "Did I do something wrong?" he wonders aloud. He feels sad and worried that he upset a customer, but he does not understand what happened. The strange behavior continues day after day. Toddrick starts to notice a pattern, and it makes him feel confused and a little bit hurt. Whenever Toddrick smiles at another male customer, Chung-ha reacts badly. If Toddrick laughs at someone's story, Chung-ha's face becomes dark and stormy. If Toddrick compliments another man's jacket or asks about his day in a friendly way, Chung-ha suddenly becomes cold and rude. One morning, a young man asks Toddrick for recommendations on which pastry to try. Toddrick happily suggests the blueberry muffin and the two chat pleasantly for 2 minutes. When the customer leaves, Chung-ha steps up to order. His whole body is tense. "The usual," he says through tight lips. When Toddrick hands him the coffee with his normal friendly smile, Chung-ha takes it without looking at him and walks away quickly, his expensive shoes clicking hard against the floor. Another day, Toddrick is wiping down tables when an elderly man drops his newspaper. Toddrick rushes over to help him pick it up, placing a gentle hand on the man's shoulder and asking if he is okay. The old man thanks him warmly. From across the shop, Chung-ha watches this interaction. He is sitting at a corner table with his laptop, supposedly working, but his eyes follow Toddrick's every movement. When Toddrick touches the elderly man's shoulder, Chung-ha's hand grips his coffee cup so tightly that his knuckles turn white. Toddrick begins to feel frustrated. He prides himself on being kind to everyone, but this one customer makes him feel like his kindness is somehow wrong. He talks to his coworker Jenny about it during their break. "There's this guy who comes in every morning," Toddrick explains. "He gets so angry whenever I'm nice to other customers. I don't get it. Am I supposed to be rude to people?" Jenny, who has noticed Chung-ha too, gives Toddrick a knowing smile. "Maybe he wants your attention all to himself," she suggests. Toddrick shakes his head. "That doesn't make sense. He barely even talks to me." But Jenny's words stick in his mind. Could it be true? Toddrick starts paying more attention to Chung-ha's behavior. He notices that Chung-ha only gets upset when Toddrick is friendly with other men, not women. He notices that Chung-ha sometimes seems like he wants to say something but stops himself. He notices that despite being angry so often, Chung-ha keeps coming back every single day, twice a day now, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. Toddrick feels a strange flutter in his chest. Nobody has ever paid this much attention to him before, even if it is in an odd way. But he pushes the feeling away. "Don't be silly," he tells himself. "He's a rich CEO and I'm just a coffee shop worker. Besides, he's always angry at me." Still, Toddrick cannot help but wonder what is really going on inside Chung-ha's mind. Why does this serious, cold businessman care so much about who Toddrick smiles at? What does it all mean? The questions fill Toddrick's thoughts as he serves customer after customer, always aware when Chung-ha is in the shop, always careful now about how much he smiles at others, though he is not sure why he is being careful. Something is building between them, like a storm cloud growing darker and heavier, waiting to finally break open. One Thursday afternoon, dark clouds gather over the city. The sky turns gray and heavy. Toddrick can see through the coffee shop windows that rain is coming soon. The shop is quieter than usual because people are hurrying home before the storm hits. At 3 o'clock, Chung-ha enters for his afternoon coffee. His dark gray suit is perfect as always, not a single wrinkle. His expression is serious and tired, like he has had a long, difficult day at work. He orders his black coffee and waits by the counter. Toddrick prepares the drink carefully, sneaking glances at Chung-ha. Today the CEO looks different, less angry, more sad. There are small lines around his eyes that Toddrick has never noticed before. Long day? Toddrick asks gently, trying once more to be friendly. Chung-ha's eyes meet his for just a moment. You could say that, he replies quietly. It is the most personal thing he has ever said to Toddrick. Before Toddrick can respond, thunder rumbles outside. A second later, rain begins pouring from the sky in thick, heavy sheets. The sound is loud against the shop windows. Chung-ha takes his coffee and thanks Toddrick with a small nod, another first. Then he turns toward the door, pulling his suit jacket tighter as if that will protect him from the rain. Wait. Toddrick calls out. Do you have an umbrella? It's really coming down out there. Chung-ha pauses and shakes his head. I'll be fine. My office is next door. But when Chung-ha pushes open the door and steps outside, disaster strikes. The sidewalk is slick with water. Chung-ha's polished black shoe slips on the wet concrete. His arms flail as he tries to catch his balance, his coffee cup flying from his hand. He is falling backwards, about to hit the hard ground. Without thinking, Toddrick drops the towel he is holding and rushes out into the rain. He moves fast, reaching Chung-ha just in time. Toddrick's strong hands grab Chung-ha's arms, steadying him and pulling him upright. For a moment they stand frozen in the pouring rain. Toddrick's hands are wrapped around Chung-ha's arms. Their faces are only inches apart. Rain runs down both their faces. Toddrick's white t-shirt is already soaked, sticking to his chest. Chung-ha's perfect suit is getting ruined, his neat hair dripping water. Their eyes lock. Toddrick sees something he has never seen before in Chung-ha's serious dark eyes: vulnerability, surprise, and something else. Something warm and intense. Are you okay? Toddrick asks, slightly breathless. His heart is pounding, though he tells himself it is just from rushing out so quickly. Chung-ha stares at him. The rain continues falling around them like a curtain, separating them from the rest of the world. Finally, Chung-ha speaks, his voice softer than Toddrick has ever heard it. Why are you always so kind to everyone? The question catches Toddrick off guard. He thinks about it for a moment, water dripping from his short black hair down his warm brown skin. Then he answers from his heart. Because everyone deserves kindness, Toddrick says simply, giving Chung-ha a gentle, genuine smile. Something shifts in Chung-ha's expression. The hardness melts away like ice in warm water. His sharp features soften. His serious eyes become almost tender. Everyone? Chung-ha asks quietly. Everyone, Toddrick confirms. They stand there in the rain for a few more seconds, neither wanting to move. Finally, Toddrick realizes he is still holding Chung-ha's arms and quickly lets go, feeling suddenly shy. You should get inside and dry off, Toddrick says. Come back in the shop. I'll make you a fresh coffee. This time, when Chung-ha follows him inside, there is a tiny smile on his lips, the first smile Toddrick has ever seen from him. It transforms Chung-ha's whole face, making him look younger, warmer, almost beautiful. And in that moment, everything between them begins to change. After the rainy day, everything is different between Toddrick and Chung-ha. The walls that Chung-ha built around himself start to crack and crumble. The very next morning, Chung-ha comes into Sunrise Brew at his usual time. But instead of just ordering and leaving, he does something new. He stays. After getting his black coffee, he sits at a table near the counter and opens his laptop, working there instead of rushing back to his office. You can sit here as long as you like, Toddrick says with his bright smile, happy to see this change. Thank you, Chung-ha replies, and there is warmth in his voice that was never there before. Throughout the morning, whenever Toddrick is not helping other customers, he and Chung-ha exchange small glances and tiny smiles. Feels like they share a secret that nobody else knows. At lunchtime, Chung-ha is still there. Toddrick brings him a sandwich without being asked. You've been working for hours. You should eat something. Chung-ha looks up, surprised. You didn't have to do that. I wanted to, Toddrick says softly. As days turn into weeks, Chung-ha begins opening up. He starts talking to Toddrick about his work, his stress, his responsibilities as CEO. Toddrick listens carefully, offering kind words and honest advice. Unlike the people at Chung-ha's company who only tell him what he wants to hear, Toddrick tells him the truth with gentleness. One evening after the coffee shop closes, Toddrick is cleaning tables when he hears a tap on the glass door. It is Chung-ha, still in his business suit but with his tie loosened and his usually perfect hair slightly messy. Toddrick unlocks the door. We're closed but you can come in. Chung-ha enters slowly. I need to tell you something, he says, his voice nervous. The reason I used to get so angry, when you smiled at other men? Toddrick's heart speeds up. Yes. I was jealous, Chung-ha admits, his light skin flushing slightly pink. I wanted those smiles for myself. I've been coming to this coffee shop for months, and every day I looked forward to seeing you. Your kindness, your warmth, it made my difficult days better. But I didn't know how to tell you, so I just got angry instead. Toddrick feels his own face grow warm. You were jealous? Of me being nice to customers? I know it sounds foolish, Chung-ha says quietly. But I couldn't help it. Every smile you gave someone else felt like something precious being given away. The confession hangs in the air between them. Toddrick takes a step closer to Chung-ha. They are now standing very close, just like they were in the rain. What if I saved my best smiles just for you? Toddrick asks softly. Chung-ha's dark eyes widen with hope. Would you really? Instead of answering with words, Toddrick gives Chung-ha the brightest, warmest, most genuine smile he has ever given anyone. And Chung-ha smiles back, a real, full smile that makes his serious face light up with joy. From that moment on, they are inseparable. Chung-ha comes to the coffee shop 3 times a day now. They take walks together during Toddrick's breaks. They talk for hours about everything and nothing. They discover they both love old movies, rainy weather, and quiet evenings. 6 weeks after the rainy day, Chung-ha takes Toddrick's hand while they are walking through a park near the coffee shop. I've never felt this way about anyone before, Chung-ha confesses. Neither have I, Toddrick admits, his warm brown skin glowing in the sunset light. Would you like to be together? Officially? Chung-ha asks nervously. Toddrick squeezes his hand. Yes, I would like that very much. They share their first kiss under a big oak tree as the sun sets behind them, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. It is gentle and sweet and perfect. But they agree to keep their relationship secret for now. Chung-ha worries about his company, his position, what people will think. Toddrick understands, even though a small part of him wishes they could tell the whole world. For now, having each other is enough. 6 beautiful months pass. Toddrick and Chung-ha fall deeper in love with each passing day. Their relationship is hidden from the world, but between themselves, they are completely open and happy. Toddrick still works at Sunrise Brew, but now his days are filled with secret joy. Chung-ha comes in every morning, and they share private smiles that only they understand. Sometimes Chung-ha leaves little notes under his coffee cup with sweet messages like, "You make my day brighter," or, "Thank you for being you." On weekends, they spend time at Toddrick's small apartment. It is nothing fancy, just a studio with a tiny kitchen and a couch that has seen better days, but Chung-ha loves it there. It feels like home, he tells Toddrick. My big house feels cold and empty, but here with you, everything feels warm. They cook meals together, watch movies while cuddled on the couch, and talk about their dreams for the future. Toddrick learns that beneath Chung-ha's serious CEO exterior is a man who loves to laugh, who is passionate about helping people through his company's technology, and who once dreamed of being an artist before family pressure pushed him into business. Chung-ha learns that Toddrick is much smarter than anyone gives him credit for. He reads business books, follows the news, and has thoughtful opinions about everything. You could do anything you wanted, Chung-ha tells him one evening. You're wasting your talents in that coffee shop. I'm happy there, Toddrick replies. I like making people smile. Though maybe someday I'll do something more. One Sunday morning, as they lie together in Toddrick's bed with sunshine streaming through the window, Chung-ha pulls Toddrick close and says something important. I think we should tell people about us soon, Chung-ha says softly, running his fingers through Toddrick's short black hair. I'm tired of hiding. I want everyone to know that you're mine and I'm yours. Toddrick's heart swells with happiness. This is what he has been hoping to hear for months. Really? You mean it? I mean it, Chung-ha promises, kissing Toddrick's forehead. Just give me a few more weeks to prepare. I need to handle some things at work first, make sure everything is stable. Then we'll tell everyone, my family, my company, the whole world. Okay. Okay, Toddrick agrees, smiling so brightly that his kind dark brown eyes crinkle at the corners. I can wait a few more weeks. They spend the rest of that day planning their future together. Maybe they will get a bigger apartment where they both can live. Maybe Toddrick will go to business school like he has secretly wanted to. Maybe Chung-ha will take some time off from being CEO to focus on what makes him truly happy. Everything seems possible when they are together. But neither of them knows that someone has been watching them. Someone with bad intentions. Someone who wants to destroy everything they have built together. At Chung-ha's company there is a man named Min-jun. He is 32 years old, Korean, with slicked back black hair, sharp calculating eyes, and an expensive suit that rivals Chung-ha's. Min-jun is Chung-ha's assistant, but he wants much more than that. He wants to be CEO. He wants Chung-ha's power, his office, his success. Min-jun has been waiting for Chung-ha to make a mistake, and now he has found it. He has seen Chung-ha sneaking away during lunch breaks. He has followed Chung-ha to Toddrick's apartment building. He has taken photographs of them together, holding hands, kissing. Min-jun sits in his office, looking at these photos with a cold smile on his face. Perfect, he whispers to himself. This is exactly what I need. He begins forming a plan, a terrible, cruel plan that will tear Toddrick and Chung-ha apart and give Min-jun everything he has ever wanted. He knows exactly how to manipulate the situation, how to use people's prejudices and fears against them, how to make both Toddrick and Chung-ha believe lies that will break their hearts. As Toddrick and Chung-ha enjoy their happiness, completely unaware of the danger, Min-jun sets his plan into motion. The storm is coming and it will be worse than either of them could ever imagine. It is a Tuesday afternoon when Min-jun makes his first move. Toddrick is working at Sunrise Brew, wiping down tables and humming softly to himself. He is happy thinking about his plans with Chung-ha for the weekend. The bell above the door chimes and a man walks in that Toddrick has never seen before. He is a 32-year-old Korean man with slicked back black hair, calculating dark eyes, and an expensive charcoal suit with a silver tie. He looks important and cold. Can I help you? Toddrick asks with his usual friendly smile, walking behind the counter. Are you Toddrick? The man asks, his voice smooth but somehow threatening. Yes, that's me. What can I get for you? I'm Min-jun. I work with Chung-ha, the man says, watching Toddrick's reaction carefully. Toddrick's smile brightens. Anyone who works with Chung-ha must be a friend, he thinks. Oh, it's nice to meet you. Can I make you a coffee? No, thank you. I'm here to talk to you about something important, Min-jun says, glancing around to make sure no other customers are nearby. It's about Chung-ha and your relationship with him. Toddrick feels his stomach tighten with worry. Did someone find out about them? Is Chung-ha in trouble? What about it? He asks carefully. Min-jun sighs, putting on a fake expression of sympathy and concern. Look, I hate to be the one to tell you this. You seem like a nice guy. But I think you deserve to know the truth. What truth? Toddrick asks, his heart beginning to beat faster. Min-jun leans against the counter, his voice dropping to a confidential tone. Chung-ha isn't who you think he is. This whole thing, your relationship, it's not real. It's a game to him. Toddrick feels like he has been slapped. That's not true. You don't know what you're talking about. I wish I didn't, Min-jun says, shaking his head sadly. But I've known Chung-ha for years. He and his rich friends, they make bets about dating regular people. People from different backgrounds. It's entertainment for them. You were just another bet. No, Toddrick says firmly, but his voice shakes. Chung-ha loves me. He told me. He told you what you wanted to hear, Min-jun interrupts. And it gets worse. He's planning to marry someone from a wealthy family next month. It's already arranged. His family has been planning it for a year. Toddrick feels tears forming in his eyes, but he blinks them back. I don't believe you. Chung-ha would have told me. Min-jun reaches into his jacket and pulls out an envelope. I brought proof. I didn't want to, but I knew you wouldn't believe me without it. He spreads several papers and photographs on the counter. There are documents that look like betting slips with Toddrick's name on them, listing a monetary amount. There are photos of Chung-ha with a beautiful Korean woman in an expensive restaurant, smiling and holding her hand. The photos look recent. There is even what appears to be a wedding venue booking with Chung-ha's name on it, dated for next month. Toddrick stares at the evidence, his hands trembling. The papers and photos look completely real. His world is crumbling around him. Why are you showing me this? Toddrick whispers, his voice broken. Because you deserve better, Min-jun says, his voice dripping with false kindness. And because I thought you should know before you get hurt even worse. Imagine finding out on his wedding day. Tears finally spilled down Toddrick's warm brown cheeks. His kind eyes, usually so bright and happy, are now filled with pain and betrayal. "I'm sorry," Minjun says, gathering up his fake evidence. "I truly am. But now you know the truth. Chung-ha was never serious about you. You were just a game." Minjun leaves the coffee shop, a satisfied smile hidden on his face. Behind him, Toddrick stands frozen, his heart shattered into a million pieces, believing every single lie. Outside the shop, Minjun pulls out his phone. "Phase 1 complete," he texts to himself. "Now for Phase 2. While Toddrick's world falls apart at the coffee shop, Minjun is already executing the second part of his cruel plan. He drives directly to the headquarters of Chung-ha's family company, a massive glass building in the heart of the city's business district. Minjun has requested an emergency meeting with Chung-ha's father, Mr. Park, and the company board of directors. He carries a briefcase filled with more lies, different lies than the ones he showed Toddrick, but just as devastating. The boardroom is impressive, with a long mahogany table and leather chairs. Sitting at the head of the table is Mr. Park, a 60-year-old Korean man with gray-streaked black hair, a stern face and cold eyes. He wears a black suit that probably costs more than Toddrick makes in 6 months. Around the table sit 8 other board members, all older, all serious, all powerful. "This better be important, Minjun," Mr. Park says sharply. "You said it was an emergency regarding Chung-ha." "It is, sir," Minjun says, opening his briefcase with practiced concern on his face. "I've discovered something that threatens both the company and your family's reputation. Chung-ha has been seeing someone, inappropriately." The board members lean forward with interest. Mr. Park's expression hardens even more. "Explain," Mr. Park demands. Minjun spreads different fake documents on the table. These ones show fabricated evidence that Toddrick has been stealing company secrets through Chung-ha. There are fake emails, fake financial records, fake photographs that make it look like Toddrick is some kind of corporate spy. "Chung-ha has been dating a man named Toddrick who works in a coffee shop," Minjun explains. "But I've discovered that this Toddrick has been using the relationship to steal confidential company information. He's planning to sell our secrets to competitors." Mr. Park's face turns red with anger. The board members gasp and whisper among themselves. "My son is dating a man?" Mr. Park says, his voice dangerous and quiet. "A poor man who is stealing from us?" "I'm afraid so, sir," Minjun lies smoothly. "I believe Toddrick targeted Chung-ha specifically because of his position. It was all calculated. This is completely false. Toddrick has never asked Chung-ha about his work, never shown any interest in company secrets, never done anything except love Chung-ha honestly." But Minjun's fake evidence looks convincing. Mr. Park stands up, his chair scraping back loudly. "Bring Chung-ha here. Now." 20 minutes later, Chung-ha enters the boardroom, confused and worried. He is a 28-year-old Korean man with light skin, a sharp jawline, neat black hair, wearing his usual professional dark navy suit and blue tie. He has no idea what is about to happen. "Father? What's going on?" Chung-ha asks. "Sit down," Mr. Park commands. As Chung-ha sits, his father throws Minjun's fake documents across the table toward him. "Is this true? Are you dating some nobody from a coffee shop? Someone who is stealing from this company?" Chung-ha's eyes widen as he looks at the papers. "Toddrick would never, this is all lies. He doesn't know anything about my work. He's never asked, never?" "Enough," Mr. Park shouts. "You have embarrassed this family. You have put this company at risk. I'm giving you a choice, Chung-ha. One choice." Chung-ha feels fear creeping through his body. "What choice?" "You will end this relationship immediately," Mr. Park says coldly. "You will marry the woman we have chosen for you, Kim Soo-jin from the Kim business family. This will restore our reputation and create a beneficial business alliance. Or," he pauses dramatically, "you will lose everything. Your position as CEO, your shares in the company, your place in this family. You will have nothing." Chung-ha feels like he cannot breathe. "Father, please. I love him. He's not who you think." "You have 24 hours to decide," Mr. Park interrupts. "Love or everything else. Choose wisely." The board members stare at Chung-ha with judgment and disapproval. Minjun stands in the corner, hiding a satisfied smile. Chung-ha sits frozen, trapped between his love for Toddrick and everything else in his life. Chung-ha does not sleep that night. He sits in his large, empty house, feeling more alone than he has ever felt in his entire life. The walls seem to close in on him. His mind races with impossible thoughts. On one side is Toddrick, The 25-year-old black man with warm brown skin, kind dark brown eyes, and the brightest smile Chung-ha has ever seen. Toddrick makes him laugh. Toddrick makes him feel human instead of just being a CEO. Toddrick loves him for who he is, not for his money or position. With Toddrick, Chung-ha feels truly happy for the first time in his life. On the other side is everything else: his company, his family legacy, his wealth, his position in society, everything he has worked for his entire life. Chung-ha wants to be brave. He wants to choose love. He wants to tell his father and the board to go away, that Toddrick is more important than all of it. But fear wraps around his heart like chains. Fear of losing everything. Fear of becoming nothing. Fear of disappointing everyone who has ever counted on him. Fear of the unknown. By morning, Chung-ha makes his choice. It is the wrong choice. He knows it is wrong even as he makes it, but fear makes people do terrible things. He texts Toddrick, "Can you meet me at the park? The one where we first held hands. I need to talk to you." Toddrick has been crying all night after Minjun's visit. But he still has a tiny bit of hope that maybe it was all a lie, that Chung-ha will explain everything. He texts back, "I'll be there." The park is quiet on this gray morning. The sky is cloudy and heavy, matching the mood perfectly. Toddrick arrives first, wearing jeans and a simple green jacket, his eyes red from crying. When Chung-ha arrives in his expensive black car, wearing a perfectly tailored charcoal suit, Toddrick's heart both leaps and breaks at the same time. They stand facing each other under the same oak tree where they first kissed 6 months ago. But everything feels different now, cold and distant. "Is it true?" Toddrick asks, his voice barely above a whisper. "Was I just a bet? Are you getting married to someone else?" Chung-ha's eyes widen in. What? Who told you that?" "Minjun showed me papers, photos." Toddrick begins. "Minjun is a liar." Chung-ha interrupts, stepping forward. "Whatever he showed you was fake. I would never." "Then tell me you love me," Toddrick says desperately. "Tell me we're going to be together like you promised. Tell me you choose me." This is Chung-ha's moment. This is where he could be brave, could choose love, could save everything that matters. But fear wins. Chung-ha's face goes cold and hard, like a mask sliding into place. His voice becomes icy, professional, distant, the same voice he used when they first met before the rainy day changed everything. "We're finished," Chung-ha says, each word like a knife. "You're not good enough for my world. I was foolish to think this could work." Toddrick stumbles backward as if physically struck. "What? No, you don't mean that." "I mean every word," Chung-ha continues, forcing himself to sound cruel even though inside he is dying. "This was a mistake. You and we're from different worlds. I have responsibilities, a company to run, a family to honor. You have a coffee shop." Tears pour down Toddrick's face. His kind eyes, usually so bright, look completely broken. "Please," he whispers. "Please don't do this." Chung-ha wants to take it all back, wants to pull Toddrick into his arms and apologize. But instead he turns away. "Goodbye, Toddrick. Don't contact me again." He walks back to his car, his steps quick and mechanical. He does not look back because if he does, he knows he will break down completely. He hears Toddrick sobbing behind him, and each sob tears a piece from Chung-ha's heart. As Chung-ha drives away, he looks in his rearview mirror one last time. Toddrick has collapsed to his knees under the oak tree, his body shaking with grief. Chung-ha has made his choice. And he has destroyed the only real love he has ever known. The next 2 weeks are the darkest period of Toddrick's entire life. He calls in sick to work for 3 days straight, unable to leave his small apartment. He lies in bed where he and Chung-ha used to cuddle and watch movies together, and he cries until he has no tears left. His coworker Jenny calls him worried. "Toddrick, are you okay? You never miss work." "I'm sick," Toddrick lies, his voice hoarse from crying. "Is this about that businessman? The one who was always watching you?" Toddrick cannot answer. He just hangs up. Everything in his apartment reminds him of Chung-ha. The couch where they sat together. The kitchen where they cooked meals. The coffee mug Chung-ha left behind. Even the sunlight coming through the window hurts because it reminds him of happy Sunday mornings. Toddrick feels stupid and used. He believed every word Chung-ha said. He believed they had something special. But maybe Minjun was right. Maybe it was all just a game. Maybe a poor coffee shop worker like him was never good enough for a rich CEO. On the 4th day there is a loud knock on his door. Toddrick ignores it, but the knocking continues. Finally, he drags himself out of bed and opens the door. Standing there is his best friend Maya, a 26-year-old woman with dark skin, natural curly hair pulled into a high puff, wearing ripped jeans and a yellow hoodie. She takes one look at Toddrick's red eyes, unshaven face and wrinkled clothes, and pushes her way inside. Okay, that's enough, Maya says firmly, setting down grocery bags on the counter. I brought food and we're going to talk. I don't want to talk, Toddrick mumbles. Too bad, Maya replies. Jenny called me. She said you haven't been yourself. So spill. What happened? At first, Toddrick tries to stay silent. But Maya is persistent, patient, and loving. Finally, the whole story comes pouring out. Meeting Chung-ha, falling in love, the promises, Minjun's visit, the fake evidence, and Chung-ha's cruel words in the park. Maya listens to everything without interrupting. When Toddrick finishes, she is quiet for a long moment, thinking carefully about what to say. Can I tell you what I see? Maya finally asks. Toddrick nods weakly. I see someone who gave his whole heart to someone else. That's not stupid, that's brave, Maya says gently. But here's what else I see. I see you letting someone else's actions destroy who you are. The Toddrick I know doesn't give up. The Toddrick I know is strong and smart and capable of anything. But he said I wasn't good enough, Toddrick begins. And you believed him? Maya interrupts. Toddrick, listen to me. You are worth so much more than how that man treated you. You're smart. You're kind. You're hardworking. If he couldn't see your value, that's his failure, not yours. Toddrick wipes his eyes. It hurts so much. I know it does, Maya says, putting her arm around his shoulders. And it's okay to hurt. But don't let this pain destroy you. Don't let it make you small. You're stronger than this pain. Don't let someone else's actions destroy who you are. Something in Maya's words reaches through Toddrick's grief. He thinks about what she said. Is he really going to let Chung-ha's betrayal define the rest of his life? Is he going to stay broken forever? No. Something shifts inside Toddrick's chest. The pain is still there, but beneath it he feels something new growing, determination, anger, and strength. You're right, Toddrick says slowly, sitting up straighter. I won't just be sad. I won't let this break me. That's the Toddrick I know, Maya says with a proud smile. I'm going to become strong and successful, Toddrick continues, his voice growing firmer. I'm going to show everyone, especially Chung-ha, that I have worth. That I'm not just some poor coffee shop worker who wasn't good enough. Now you're talking, Maya says. So what's the plan? Toddrick's kind dark brown eyes, which have been dull with pain for days, now start to show a spark of life again. I'm going to go to business school. I'm going to start my own company. I'm going to become someone powerful and respected. And you're going to prove to yourself, not to him but to yourself, that you can do anything you set your mind to, Maya adds. Toddrick nods, feeling truly determined for the first time since his heart was broken. Exactly. That night, after Maya leaves, Toddrick quits his job at Sunrise Brew. The memories there are too painful. But he doesn't quit on himself. He researches business schools, makes plans, and sets goals. The pain of betrayal is still there, sharp and real. But now it has a purpose. Toddrick will use this pain to fuel his transformation. He will rise from these ashes stronger than ever before. 2 years have passed since that terrible day in the park. The world has changed, and so have both Toddrick and Chung-ha, though in very different ways. Toddrick is now 27 years old, and he is almost unrecognizable from the heartbroken coffee shop worker he used to be. He still has warm brown skin, kind dark brown eyes, and short black hair, but everything else is different. He stands taller, walks with confidence, and wears expensive tailored suits, navy blue today with a crisp white shirt and silver tie. After quitting the coffee shop, Toddrick threw himself into transformation with fierce determination. He attended business school at night while working 3 part-time jobs during the day. He barely slept. He studied harder than everyone else. He graduated at the top of his class. Then he started his own company, Toddrick's Premium Blends, specializing in unique, high-quality coffee products and experiences. He remembered everything about coffee from his years working at Sunrise Brew, but he added business intelligence, marketing brilliance, and innovative ideas. His company exploded with success. Within 18 months, Toddrick's Premium Blends expanded to 15 locations across the city. Major investors wanted in. Business magazines wrote articles about this young entrepreneur who came from nothing and built an empire. Now Toddrick sits in his large corner office on the 30th floor of a gleaming office building. Ironically, just 3 blocks from Chung-ha's company. His office has floor-to-ceiling windows, modern furniture, and awards lining the shelves. He has a personal assistant, a team of managers, and the respect of the entire business community. The pain from Chung-ha's betrayal is still there, buried deep, but Toddrick has channeled it into success. He proved to himself, and to the world, that he was always good enough. Better than good enough. Meanwhile, Chung-ha's life has fallen apart completely. After pushing Toddrick away, Chung-ha married the woman his family chose. Kim Soo-jin, a beautiful but cold Korean woman who came from old money. The marriage was a disaster from day one. Soo-jin never loved Chung-ha, she only wanted access to his wealth and status. She spent his money recklessly, embarrassed him at social events, and had affairs with other men. After 1 year, she divorced him and took a massive financial settlement that left Chung-ha's personal wealth cut in half. Then Min-jun's lies were eventually discovered by an honest board member who did real investigating. But by the time the truth came out, the damage was done. Business partners who heard rumors about Chung-ha's poor judgment pulled their deals. Investors lost confidence. The company's stock price dropped. Chung-ha is still CEO but barely. The board watches his every move with distrust. His father, Mr. Park, no longer speaks to him except to criticize. The company that was once thriving is now struggling. But worst of all, worse than the money, worse than the business problems, worse than everything, Chung-ha lost Toddrick. Every single day for 2 years, Chung-ha has regretted his choice. Every morning he wakes up reaching for someone who is not there. Every evening he remembers Toddrick's bright smile and kind words. Chung-ha, now 30 years old, still has light skin, a sharp jawline and neat black hair, but his face looks older, tired. There are permanent dark circles under his eyes. His expensive suits, like today's black suit with burgundy tie, hang a bit looser on his frame because he has lost weight from stress and regret. He tried to contact Toddrick many times over the 2 years. Emails that went unanswered. Phone calls that went to voicemail. Letters that were returned unopened. Eventually, Chung-ha gave up trying to reach him directly. But he never stopped following Toddrick's success from afar. He read every article about Toddrick's premium blends. He walked past Toddrick's coffee shops but never had the courage to go inside. He kept a newspaper clipping with Toddrick's photo in his desk drawer. The 27-year-old black man looked confident and successful in the photo, everything Chung-ha always knew he could be. Now, on this particular Monday morning, Chung-ha sits in his own office, smaller and less impressive than Toddrick's, though he does not know that yet, and faces a terrible truth. His company is failing. He needs help. And the only person who can save it is the man whose heart he broke 2 years ago. Chung-ha's hands shake as he stands outside the gleaming glass building that houses Toddrick's Premium Blends headquarters. The building is modern and beautiful, a symbol of everything Toddrick has achieved. Chung-ha feels both proud and heartbroken looking at it. He has put off this meeting for 3 weeks, trying to find any other solution to his company's problems. But there is no other solution. Toddrick's company has the resources, the market connections, and the financial backing that Chung-ha desperately needs. A partnership with Toddrick's Premium Blends could save everything. Chung-ha, a 30-year-old Korean man with light skin, sharp jawline, and neat black hair, wearing his best charcoal gray suit, takes a deep breath and enters the building. The lobby is impressive, marble floors, modern art on the walls, and a receptionist desk made of polished wood. The young receptionist smiles professionally. "Can I help you?" "I have an appointment with Mr. Toddrick," Chung-ha says, his voice barely steady. "Chung-ha Park." The receptionist checks her computer. "Yes, Mr. Park. Please take the elevator to the 30th floor. Mr. Toddrick's assistant will meet you there." The elevator ride feels like it takes forever. Chung-ha sees his reflection in the polished elevator doors. He looks tired and nervous. He tries to straighten his tie, smooth his hair, compose himself. How can he face Toddrick after everything he did? The elevator opens on the 30th floor to a spacious, modern office area. A professional woman in her 30s greets him. "Mr. Park? Please follow me. Mr. Toddrick will see you now." She leads him down a hallway to a large corner office with floor-to-ceiling windows showing the entire city skyline. And there, sitting behind a massive desk, is Toddrick. Chung-ha's breath catches in his throat. Toddrick is 27 years old now, a black man with warm brown skin and short black hair. But he is transformed. He wears an impeccably tailored navy blue suit that probably cost thousands of dollars. His posture is confident and powerful. His kind dark brown eyes, which used to be so warm and welcoming, are now cool and assessing. This is not the sweet coffee shop worker Chung-ha remembers. This is a successful CEO who commands respect and power. "Mr. Park," Toddrick says formally, not standing to greet him. "Please sit down." The use of Mr. Park instead of Chung-ha feels like a slap. But Chung-ha deserves it. He sits in the chair across from Toddrick's desk, feeling small despite his expensive suit. "Thank you for seeing me," Chung-ha says quietly. Your assistant said it was urgent business, Toddrick replies, his voice professional and cold. I assume this is about your company's financial difficulties. Of course Toddrick knows about his problems. Everyone in the business world knows. Chung-ha feels shame burning through him. Yes, Chung-ha admits. My company needs a partnership. Your company has the resources and market position that could save us. I'm here to propose a business collaboration. Toddrick leans back in his leather chair, his expression unreadable. You want my help? Yes. That's interesting, Toddrick says slowly. Because 2 years ago you told me I wasn't good enough for your world. You said I was just a coffee shop worker. Nothing special. Do you remember that? Chung-ha's heart breaks all over again hearing his own cruel words repeated back to him. I remember, he whispers. So let me understand this correctly, Toddrick continues, his voice sharp but controlled. When I was just a coffee shop worker, I wasn't good enough for you. But now that I'm a successful CEO with resources you need, suddenly I'm good enough to ask for help. It's not like that, Chung-ha begins. Then what is it like? Toddrick interrupts, leaning forward. Tell me, Mr. Park. Why should I help you? Why should I help the man who broke my heart and threw me away like I was nothing? Chung-ha feels tears forming in his eyes, but he forces them back. He has no right to cry. He did this to himself. You're right, Chung-ha says, his voice cracking. You have every reason to refuse. I don't deserve your help. I don't deserve anything from you. Toddrick watches him with those cool, assessing eyes, waiting for more. The silence in Toddrick's office is heavy and painful. Chung-ha sits across from him, looking down at his hands, gathering the courage to say what he should have said 2 years ago. I need to tell you the truth, Chung-ha finally says, his voice barely above a whisper. About what really happened. About why I said those terrible things to you in the park. Toddrick's expression does not change, but something flickers in his kind dark brown eyes. I'm listening. Chung-ha takes a shaky breath. The words are hard to say, but he forces them out. Minjun lied to both of us. He showed you fake evidence that I was betting on you, that I was getting married. None of it was true. I never made bets about you. I never planned to marry anyone except maybe you someday. Minjun came to you too? Toddrick asks, surprised. Not directly, Chung-ha explains. He went to my father and the company board. He showed them fake evidence that you were stealing company secrets through me. He made it look like you were using me to commit corporate espionage. Toddrick's eyes widen. That's insane. I didn't even know what your company did half the time. I never asked about your work. I know that now, Chung-ha says, tears finally spilling down his face. But at the time, with all that fake evidence, my father and the board believed it. They gave me an ultimatum. Leave you and marry someone they chose or lose everything, my position as CEO, my place in the family, all of it. Toddrick leans back in his chair, processing this information. So you chose them over me. I was scared, Chung-ha admits, his voice breaking completely now. I was a coward. I should have fought for you. I should have told them all to go to hell and chosen love over everything else. But I was terrified of losing my position, my family, everything I had worked for my whole life. He wipes his eyes, but the tears keep coming. So I went to that park and I said the cruelest things I could think of because I thought if I made you hate me, it would be easier for both of us. I thought I was protecting you from my family and the scandal. But really, I was just being selfish and weak. Chung-ha looks directly at Toddrick now, his light skin blotchy from crying, his neat black hair falling slightly out of place. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I hurt the only person I ever truly loved. And I've regretted it every single day for 2 years. What happened after? Toddrick asks quietly. Everything fell apart, Chung-ha says with a bitter laugh. I married the woman my family chose, Sujin. She only wanted my money. She had affairs, spent everything recklessly, then divorced me after a year and took half of what I had left. Minjun's lies eventually came out, but by then everyone had lost trust in me. Business deals collapsed. The company started failing. He pauses, his voice dropping to a whisper. But the worst part, worse than all the money, worse than the business, worse than everything, was losing you. Every morning I woke up and remembered what I threw away. Every success you achieved, I read about it and felt both proud and heartbroken. You became everything I always knew you could be, and I wasn't there to see it. Toddrick's expression softens slightly, though he tries to hide it. Why are you telling me this now? Because you deserve to know the truth, Chung-ha says. Because I've been carrying this for 2 years and I can't anymore. Because even if you never forgive me, even if you send me away and never want to see me again, I needed you to know that what we had was real. My love for you was real. It still is. More tears fall down Chung-ha's face. I don't expect forgiveness, Toddrick. I don't expect anything. I just wanted you to know the truth. You were never a bet. You were never not good enough. You are, the best thing that ever happened to me, and I destroyed it because I was too afraid to be brave. Toddrick stands up and walks to the window, his back to Chung-ha, looking out at the city. His hands are clenched at his sides. Toddrick stands at the window for a long time, his broad shoulders tense under his navy blue suit. The city spreads out below them, busy and uncaring about the drama unfolding 30 floors up. Finally he turns around. His 27-year-old face is composed, professional, giving nothing away. Only his kind dark brown eyes show the storm of emotions inside. I believe you, Toddrick says quietly. Chung-ha's head snaps up, hope lighting his tear-stained face. You do. About Minjun's lies, yes, Toddrick clarifies. It makes sense now. The timing, the fake evidence, it was all too perfect, too designed to hurt both of us. And I've learned enough about business in the past 2 years to know how these manipulations work. Chung-ha stands up from his chair. Then maybe we can. But, Toddrick interrupts, his voice turning cold, I also believe you made a choice. You chose fear over love. You chose money and position over me. And those cruel words you said in the park? Minjun didn't put those in your mouth. You chose to say them. The hope dies in Chung-ha's eyes. I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't erase 2 years of pain, Toddrick says. Sorry doesn't erase all the nights I cried myself to sleep. Sorry doesn't erase how worthless you made me feel. Chung-ha nods, tears flowing freely now. You're right. I don't deserve forgiveness. Toddrick walks back to his desk and sits down, becoming the powerful CEO again. However, I am a businessman. And your proposal for a partnership has merit. My company could benefit from absorbing some of your company's assets and client base. You'll help? Chung-ha asks, confused by the sudden shift to business. I'll make you a deal, Toddrick says, pulling out a contract from his desk drawer. His assistant must have prepared it before the meeting. My company will partner with yours. We'll provide the financial backing and market connections you need. In return, you'll give us 60% control of all joint ventures and 40% of your company's future profits. Chung-ha's eyes widen. Those are harsh terms, terms that would make Toddrick essentially the senior partner, leaving Chung-ha with less power in his own company. That's a lot, Chung-ha says quietly. Yes, it is, Toddrick agrees, his voice hard. But your company is failing. These are the terms. Take it or leave it. Chung-ha looks at the contract, then at Toddrick's cold expression. He understands what is happening. This is revenge. Not loud or violent, but calculated and professional. Toddrick is making Chung-ha feel powerless, making him accept unfavorable terms, putting him in a position where he has to bow to someone he once looked down on. I'll take it, Chung-ha says, because he has no choice. Good, Toddrick says, sliding the contract across the desk. Sign here. My lawyers will be in touch about the details. As Chung-ha signs with shaking hands, Toddrick continues talking in that same cold, professional voice. We'll be working together closely over the next several months to integrate our operations. You'll report to me on all joint decisions. You'll attend weekly meetings in this office. Chung-ha finishes signing and looks up. So I'll see you regularly? Yes, Toddrick confirms. But this is strictly business, Mr. Park. We are not friends. We are not anything except business partners. Is that clear? The use of Mr. Park again stings. Chung-ha remembers when Toddrick used to call him by his name with such affection, used to smile at him with such warmth. Crystal clear, Chung-ha whispers. Good. Your first meeting is scheduled for next Monday at 9 a.m. Don't be late, Toddrick says, standing up to signal the meeting is over. My assistant will show you out. Chung-ha stands on shaky legs. He wants to say something more, to apologize again, to beg for a chance. But Toddrick's expression is closed off, unreachable. As Chung-ha walks toward the door, he hears Toddrick's voice one more time. I became successful to prove I was good enough, Toddrick says quietly. But now I realize I was always good enough. You were the one who wasn't. The words hit Chung-ha like a physical blow. He leaves the office without responding because what can he say? Toddrick is absolutely right. Over the next 3 months, Toddrick and Chung-ha work together constantly, but Toddrick keeps an ice-cold wall between them. This is Toddrick's revenge, making Chung-ha so close yet completely unreachable, just like Chung-ha did to him 2 years ago. Every Monday at 9 a.m. sharp, Chung-ha arrives at Toddrick's office. Toddrick, now 27, always looks perfect. Today wearing a sharp gray suit with a black tie, his warm brown skin glowing with health and success, his short black hair perfectly styled. He greets Chung-ha with professional coldness. "Mr. Park. Sit down. Let's review the numbers." Chung-ha, 30 years old in a navy blue suit, sits and tries to catch Toddrick's eye, hoping for even a flicker of warmth. But Toddrick never looks at him for more than necessary, never smiles, never shows any emotion beyond business-like efficiency. During meetings, when Chung-ha makes suggestions, Toddrick either approves them with a curt nod or shoots them down with logical business arguments. There's no meanness in his rejections, just cold, professional reasoning. Somehow that's worse than anger would be. One day Chung-ha brings coffee to their meeting, the exact type of black coffee with no sugar that he used to order at Sunrise Brew 2 years ago. It's a peace offering, a reminder of where they started. Toddrick glances at it. "I don't drink black coffee anymore," he says simply. "I prefer it with cream and sugar now." Tastes change. The message is clear. The person Chung-ha knew is gone. But despite Toddrick's coldness, something strange starts happening. Chung-ha notices changes in how Toddrick does business, changes from the ruthless CEO Toddrick became. During one meeting, a manager suggests firing 20 employees to cut costs. Old Toddrick, the one from 2 years ago, would have found a way to save those jobs. But CEO Toddrick seems ready to approve it. "Wait," Chung-ha says, speaking up. "What if we restructure instead? Move those employees to the new department we're creating. We'll need people there anyway." Toddrick pauses, his pen hovering over the approval form. For just a moment, his kind dark brown eyes soften. "That's actually a good idea," he admits. "The employees keep their jobs." Chung-ha sees a flash of the old Toddrick, the kind, caring person who worked in a coffee shop and wanted everyone to be happy. Another day they're negotiating with a small supplier who made a mistake on an order. The supplier is a family-owned business, clearly struggling. Toddrick is about to cancel their contract as punishment. Chung-ha interferes again. "They made an honest mistake. They've been reliable for years. Maybe give them another chance." Toddrick looks at him, really looks at him for the first time in months. "Why do you care?" "Because," Chung-ha says quietly, "you taught me that everyone deserves kindness. Remember? You said that to me once in the rain." Something cracks in Toddrick's icy exterior. His expression flickers with pain and memory. Then he turns back to the contract and gives the supplier another chance. As weeks pass, Chung-ha also changes. The scared, weak person who chose money over love is gone. In meetings with his own family and board, Chung-ha stands up for what's right instead of just following orders. When his father, Mr. Park, criticizes one of Toddrick's business decisions in a meeting, Chung-ha defends it. Toddrick's decision is correct. If you can't see that, maybe you're the one who doesn't understand modern business. His father is shocked into silence. Chung-ha has never spoken to him that way before. When rumors spread in their industry about Toddrick's past as a coffee shop worker, whispered with judgment by old money executives, Chung-ha shuts them down publicly. "Toddrick built an empire from nothing," Chung-ha says at a business conference, his voice carrying across the room. "He worked harder than anyone I know. If you're judging him for his background instead of his achievements, you're revealing your own limitations, not his." People remember that speech. They start respecting Toddrick even more, and seeing Chung-ha differently too. Toddrick hears about these moments. His assistant tells him. Business associates mention it. And slowly, very slowly, the ice around Toddrick's heart begins to thaw. It is late on a Friday evening, 6 months after their first meeting. Most people have gone home. Continue. January 19th. For the weekend. But Toddrick and Chung-ha are still in Toddrick's office, finishing a major project that will officially save Chung-ha's company from bankruptcy. They've been working together for hours. Empty coffee cups sit on Toddrick's desk. The city lights sparkle through the floor-to-ceiling windows as night falls over the skyline. "That's the last signature," Toddrick says, closing the final folder. "Your company is stable now. The partnership is complete." Chung-ha should feel relieved, victorious even. But instead he feels sad. Once this project is finished, there's no more reason for them to meet regularly. He'll lose even this cold, professional contact with Toddrick. "Thank you," Chung-ha says quietly, standing up to leave. "For everything. I know you didn't have to help me." "It was good business," Toddrick replies, but his voice lacks its usual coldness. He sounds tired. Chung-ha heads toward the door, then stops with his hand on the handle. Something makes him turn around. "Can I ask you something? Not as business partners, just as two people who used to know each other. Toddrick looks up from his desk, his kind dark brown eyes wary. What? Are you happy? Chung-ha asks. With all this success, this power, this empire you built, are you actually happy? The question catches Toddrick off guard. He opens his mouth to give an automatic yes, but stops. When he speaks, his voice is honest and raw in a way it hasn't been for months. I'm successful, Toddrick says slowly, his 27-year-old face looking suddenly vulnerable. I'm respected. I proved I could do anything I set my mind to. But happy? He pauses. No, not really. I realized something these past months. What? Chung-ha asks, stepping back into the room. Holding on to anger only hurts me, Toddrick admits. I built this whole empire partly to prove you wrong, partly for revenge. And yes, it feels good to have you needing my help, to have the power now. But it doesn't actually heal anything. The pain is still there. The anger just covers it up. Chung-ha's heart aches hearing this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for causing that pain. I know you are, Toddrick says, and there's no coldness in his voice anymore, just sadness. I've watched you these past 6 months. The way you stood up to your father. The way you defended me to those executives. The way you fought for those employees to keep their jobs. You're not the same person who left me in that park. I'm trying to be better, Chung-ha says, tears forming in his eyes. You taught me what courage really looks like. Not having power or money, but being brave enough to be kind, to stand up for what's right even when it's hard. Toddrick stands up from his desk and walks around to where Chung-ha stands. They're closer now than they've been in 6 months, close enough to see the pain and hope in each other's eyes. I've healed, Toddrick says softly, his warm brown skin catching the golden light from the city below. Not completely, but enough. I realize now that I was always good enough. Your words in that park, they hurt, but they don't define my worth. Only I define that. You were always more than good enough, Chung-ha whispers. I was the one who wasn't good enough. Not good enough to see your value, not brave enough to fight for you. I forgive you, Toddrick says, and the words seem to surprise even him. Not because what you did was okay. Not because it didn't hurt. But because holding this pain doesn't help me anymore. I forgive you so I can finally let go and move forward. Chung-ha's tears fall freely now. Thank you, he breathes. That's more than I deserve. They stand there in the dimly lit office, two men who broke each other and are now trying to piece themselves back together. The anger is gone. The ice has melted. What remains is honest, painful, and real. After that vulnerable conversation, everything shifts between them. The cold professional distance melts away, replaced by something warmer but also more careful, like two people learning to trust again after being hurt. They start having lunch together, not in fancy business restaurants, but in small cafes that remind Toddrick of his coffee shop days. They talk about real things, not just business but life, dreams, fears, regrets. One afternoon, about 3 weeks after Toddrick's forgiveness, they're walking through the same park where Chung-ha broke Toddrick's heart 2 years ago. It's autumn now and fallen leaves crunch under their feet. The oak tree where they once kissed stands ahead of them. Chung-ha, 30 years old in a casual brown sweater and dark jeans instead of his usual suit, stops walking. Toddrick, 27, wearing a navy blue jacket and jeans, stops beside him. This is where I destroyed everything, Chung-ha says quietly, looking at the oak tree. This is where I was too cowardly to choose love. It was also where we first held hands, Toddrick reminds him gently. Where we first kissed. Good memories lived here too before the bad one. They stand silently for a moment, both lost in memories. Then Chung-ha turns to face Toddrick directly. His light skin flushes slightly pink with nervousness, his neat black hair ruffled by the autumn breeze. Can I ask you something? Of course, Toddrick says, his kind dark brown eyes patient and warm again. Is there any chance? Chung-ha's voice shakes with hope and fear. Could we ever try again? Not go back to what we were because we're both different people now. But maybe, start fresh? Build something new. Toddrick is quiet for a long moment, considering. His heart wants to say yes immediately, but his mind is more cautious. He's worked so hard to heal from the pain. Can he risk that again? But then he thinks about the past 6 months. How Chung-ha stood up to his family. How Chung-ha defended him publicly. How Chung-ha changed and grew and became genuinely brave instead of just pretending to be strong. He thinks about forgiveness and second chances and the courage it takes to love after being hurt. A smile spreads across Toddrick's face. A real, genuine, bright smile that transforms his whole face, the kind of smile Chung-ha hasn't seen in 2 years. Maybe, Toddrick says, and Chung-ha's face lights up with hope. But this time we do things right. No secrets. No hiding. And you have to earn my trust again, one day at a time. Yes, Chung-ha agrees immediately, his own smile breaking through his nervousness. Anything. I'll do anything. We start slow, Toddrick continues, laying out his boundaries. We date properly. We talk about everything. And at the first sign of you choosing fear over us again, I walk away. I love myself too much now to accept anything less than someone who will fight for me. I will fight for you, Chung-ha promises. I will fight for us. I'll stand against my family, the board, anyone who has a problem with us. I learned my lesson. I won't make that mistake again. I believe you, Toddrick says. And he does. The Chung-ha standing before him now is not the scared man who ran away 2 years ago. This Chung-ha has been tested and has proven himself. So, can I take you to dinner? Chung-ha asks hopefully. On a proper date? Not a business meeting, not a secret meetup, but a real date where we hold hands walking to the restaurant and I pull out your chair and we don't hide who we are to each other. Toddrick laughs, a sound full of joy and relief and possibility. I would like that very much. They don't kiss yet. It's too soon for that. But they hold hands as they walk out of the park together and it feels like coming home. This time will be different. This time they're both stronger, braver, more honest. This time they know what they're fighting for, and what they stand to lose if they're not careful. This time they have a real chance. 3 months of careful dating pass. Toddrick and Chung-ha take it slow, rebuilding trust brick by brick. They have dinner dates where they talk for hours. They go to movies and art galleries. They spend quiet evenings at Toddrick's apartment, now much bigger and nicer than his old studio, but still cozy and warm. This time, Chung-ha doesn't just say he wants to go public with their relationship. This time he proves it with actions. One Monday morning, Chung-ha calls a meeting with his father and the entire company board. The same people who pressured him 2 years ago. The same people he was too afraid to stand up to before. Toddrick isn't there. Chung-ha wants to do this on his own, to prove he's brave enough now. The boardroom is exactly the same as 2 years ago. Mr. Park, now 62, sits at the head of the table with his stern face and cold eyes, wearing a black suit. The 8 board members surround the table, looking curious about this sudden meeting. Chung-ha, 30 years old in his sharpest charcoal suit with a burgundy tie, stands at the front of the room. His hands don't shake. His voice doesn't waver. I've called this meeting to inform you all of something important in my personal life, Chung-ha begins. I'm in a relationship with Toddrick, the CEO of Premium Blends Coffee Company. We are dating seriously, and I intend for this relationship to be permanent. The room erupts in whispers. Mr. Park's face turns red. You can't be serious, Mr. Park says sharply. After what happened last time? What happened last time was my mistake, Chung-ha interrupts firmly. I let fear control me. I let all of you control me. I said terrible things to someone I loved because I was too weak to stand up for what mattered. This is inappropriate, one board member sputters. Your position. My position is CEO and I'm good at my job, Chung-ha says, his voice strong and clear. My personal life doesn't change that. Toddrick and I are both successful business people. Our relationship is nobody's concern except ours. Mr. Park stands up, trying to use his physical presence to intimidate his son. I forbid this. If you continue with this man, you'll lose everything just like I warned you before. This is the moment of truth. 2 years ago, Chung-ha crumbled under this exact threat. But now he stands tall. Then I lose everything, Chung-ha says calmly. Because I love Toddrick and I won't hide it. I won't pretend. I won't choose money and power over the person who makes me happy. If you can't accept that, if the board can't accept that, then you can remove me as CEO. The room falls silent. Nobody expected this. The old Chung-ha would never have stood up to his father like this. But before you decide, Chung-ha continues, remember that under my leadership, even after all the problems of the past 2 years, this company has stabilized. The partnership with Premium Blends saved us. I made that happen. So ask yourselves, are you willing to lose a good CEO because of who he loves? Mr. Park stares at his son, seeing him clearly for perhaps the first time. This isn't the obedient boy he could control anymore. This is a man who knows his worth. The board members whisper among themselves. Finally, one of the older members, a woman named Mrs. Han who has always been fair, speaks up. Your personal life is your own business, Chung-ha, she says. As long as you continue to lead this company well, I have no objections. Other board members slowly nod in agreement. They're business people after all. Results matter more than prejudice. Mr. Park looks around the room, realizing he's been outvoted and out-argued. His son has won. Fine, Mr. Park says coldly. But don't expect my blessing. I don't need your blessing, father, Chung-ha replies quietly. But I hope someday you'll give it anyway. I'd like you to be part of my life. But if you can't accept all of me, then you can't be. Chung-ha walks out of that boardroom with his head held high, having finally chosen love over fear. 2 weeks after Chung-ha's brave stand with his board, he and Toddrick are having dinner at a nice restaurant, not hiding in a corner booth, but sitting at a table near the window where everyone can see them. Toddrick, 27, looks happy and relaxed in a burgundy button-down shirt that brings out the warmth of his brown skin. Chung-ha, 30, wears a casual gray sweater, his neat black hair slightly less perfect than usual in the best way. They're holding hands across the table, talking and laughing when they're interrupted. Appa. Chung-ha looks up to see his younger sister, Ji-woo, approaching their table. She's 26 years old, a Korean woman with long black hair, kind eyes that look like Chung-ha's, wearing a stylish cream-colored dress. Chung-ha hasn't seen her since his confrontation with their father. Ji-woo, Chung-ha says, standing up nervously. He doesn't know if she's here to support him or criticize him like their father did. But Ji-woo surprises him by pulling him into a tight hug. I'm so proud of you, she whispers in his ear. When she pulls back, there are tears in her eyes, happy tears. She turns to Toddrick, who has stood up politely. You must be Toddrick, Ji-woo says warmly, extending her hand. I've heard so much about you. Well, not from my brother directly because he's stubborn, but I did some research. Your company is amazing. Thank you, Toddrick says, shaking her hand with his bright, genuine smile. It's wonderful to meet you. Can I join you for a moment? Ji-woo asks, and the brothers make room for her at their table. Once she's seated, Ji-woo looks at both of them seriously. I want you to know that not everyone in our family is like father. Our mother, before she passed, she would have loved you two together. She always told me that love was more important than status or money. Chung-ha's eyes fill with tears at the mention of their mother, who died 5 years ago. And I feel the same way, Ji-woo continues. She looks at Toddrick directly. Thank you for making my brother happy again. After his divorce, after all the business problems, I hadn't seen him smile, really smile, in years. But when he talks about you, his whole face lights up. He makes me happy too, Toddrick says softly, squeezing Chung-ha's hand. Good, Ji-woo says firmly. Then you have my complete support. And if father ever comes around, which he might eventually, he's stubborn but not heartless. He'll see what I see, that you two are good for each other. After Ji-woo leaves, promising to have them both over for dinner soon, Toddrick and Chung-ha sit in comfortable silence for a moment. Your sister is wonderful, Toddrick says. She is, Chung-ha agrees. And she's right. You do make me happy. Happier than I ever thought possible. Toddrick looks at Chung-ha, really looks at him. This man is nothing like the scared, weak person who broke his heart 2 years ago. Chung-ha stood up to his father. He went public with their relationship knowing it might cost him everything. He proved over and over that he would fight for them. And Toddrick has healed. He knows his worth now. He doesn't need Chung-ha to complete him, he's complete on his own. But he wants Chung-ha in his life because they make each other better, stronger, more themselves. I love you, Toddrick says. It's the first time either of them has said it out loud in 2 years. Chung-ha's breath catches. You do. I do, Toddrick confirms. Not the way I loved you before, that was young and naive and based on who I wished we could be. This is different. I love you knowing all your flaws, all your mistakes. I love the person you've become. I love the man who is brave enough to fight for us. I love you too, Chung-ha says, tears streaming down his face again, but these are happy tears. I love you so much. And I promise I'll spend the rest of my life proving I deserve that love. They lean across the table and share a kiss, gentle, sweet, and full of promise. Around them, other restaurant patrons might stare or whisper, but neither of them cares. They've found their way back to each other, and this time nothing will pull teeth. 6 months later, Toddrick and Chung-ha have built a life together that is honest, open, and full of love. They moved into a new apartment together, not Chung-ha's cold, empty mansion or Toddrick's bachelor pad, but a warm, modern loft with big windows that overlook the city. The space is decorated with pieces from both their lives. Toddrick's collection of coffee-making equipment, Chung-ha's art books, photographs of them together, and plants that Toddrick insists make the place feel alive. Their companies continue to thrive, now working as true equal partners. Toddrick's premium blends has expanded to 50 locations. Chung-ha's company has recovered completely from its financial troubles. Together they make a powerful team in the business world. But more importantly, they're happy. One Sunday morning they're in their kitchen making breakfast together. Toddrick, now 28, wears comfortable sweatpants and a white t-shirt, his warm brown skin glowing in the morning sunlight streaming through the windows. His short black hair is still messy from sleep, and he's laughing at something Chung-ha said. Chung-ha, 31, wears similar casual clothes, gray sweatpants and a navy t-shirt. His neat black hair is ruffled, and he looks more relaxed and genuinely happy than he has in years. He's making pancakes while Toddrick brews coffee. Of course Toddrick is in charge of coffee. Remember when you used to come into Sunrise Brew every morning and never smile? Toddrick asks, adding cream and sugar to the coffee, not black anymore because both of them have changed. I smiled, Chung-ha protests. On the inside. That doesn't count, Toddrick laughs, bringing the coffee cups to their small dining table. I was terrified, Chung-ha admits, flipping a pancake. You were so beautiful and kind and I didn't know how to talk to you. So I just acted cold and professional. And jealous, Toddrick adds. Very jealous. Extremely jealous, Chung-ha agrees with a grin. I still get jealous when you're too charming with customers at our coffee shops. Our coffee shops, Toddrick repeats, loving the sound of that. I like that we built this together. They sit down to eat breakfast, a comfortable Sunday routine they've developed. As they eat, Chung-ha reaches across the table and takes Toddrick's hand. I want to ask you something, Chung-ha says, his voice nervous but excited. Toddrick looks up, curious. What? Chung-ha takes a deep breath. We've been through so much together. We broke apart and found our way back. We've learned what real love means, not just the easy parts but the hard parts too. The trust, the communication, the choosing each other every single day. Yes, Toddrick says softly, his kind dark brown eyes warm and patient. I know we said we'd take things slow, Chung-ha continues. And we have. But I don't want to wait anymore to tell you what I know in my heart. He stands up and moves to kneel beside Toddrick's chair, not proposing yet, just getting closer. You are my home, Chung-ha says, his voice thick with emotion. You're my best friend, my partner, the person who makes me want to be braver and kinder every day. I love waking up next to you. I love building a life with you. I love everything about us. Toddrick's eyes fill with happy tears. So I want to ask, Chung-ha says, pulling a small velvet box from his sweatpants pocket. He planned this, the romantic. Will you marry me? Will you let me spend the rest of my life proving that I choose you, every single day no matter what? He opens the box to reveal a simple but beautiful gold ring. Toddrick doesn't even hesitate. Yes, he says, tears streaming down his face. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Chung-ha slides the ring onto Toddrick's finger, and they kiss deeply, holding each other close in the morning sunlight. They've both learned that true strength comes from being brave enough to be yourself and from choosing love even when it's hard. They learned it through pain and betrayal and healing and forgiveness. But now, finally, they get to learn what comes after all of that. A lifetime of happiness together.